I don't know if there's like a delay on this one, but 6 seconds in. So Ramadan, the Muslim holiday where these people don't eat from sunup to sundown, which is interesting because I'm navigating my own personal journey with anorexia, eating disorders, alcohol consumption, ways to not consume it, looking at my hormonal imbalance, if there is one, all relates to the need to eat food, the irony. So, this is religious fanaticism, if you don't mind me saying. Hear me out. God is not Muslim. He's not Christian. He's not Catholic. He's not Jewish. He's not Buddhist. He is none of these religions. God is none of these religions. And historically, this time of year, since 2020, 2019, 2020, this time of year is the most annoying time of the year because this is the religious season, right? We go through Ramadan, then we go through Easter. It's the religious season of the year, and it's the year next to Halloween where I have the most problems with people that are surrounded by religious fanatics. So Ramadan started February 28th and it goes until March 29th. And Ramadan is where Muslims will not eat food after sunup and before sundown. And then on sundown, they get together, right? The culture is to like convene with other Muslims. You want to eat food, but you want to do it communally with other Muslims when the sun goes down. And when you come into that vicinity, you're starving. So it's violence to the body, it fucks with your metabolism, excuse my language, and it makes people very moody, and then they come together with their cult. But the biggest problem of all that I am being administered by the Holy Spirit is that all religions are going to become sort of like satanic. This is going to be sort of like witchcraft. I'm kind of like a broken record for witchcraft because the war is really between the witch and the mother. You know, the mother is like the feminine side of the Holy Spirit and God. The feminine side of God is the Holy Spirit. It's the mother. And so anything that is not of God is subsequent to, it's opposite of the feminine side of God, which is the mother and the Holy Spirit. So this might be new to a lot of people because the ascension is happening. People are ascending in their beliefs. They come through a religion, they get relationship to God. Now it's time to ascend in your beliefs. A lot of Christians that are really diehard for Jesus and live in his will do not go to church anymore. So naturally, a lot of Muslims who are diehard in the faith, they will probably not practice Ramadan the way they used to. In fact, last year I saw that some people were able to break my boyfriend of Ramadan. It was so funny. It's like, dude, you're so diehard religious, but like you go to a boys' weekend and you're drinking and eating all day long. You break Ramadan and there's no guilt, there's no shame. It's just people love their cults. They love their cult following. And in this process of trying to figure out what the hell is happening with me, all this supernatural activity that's opposing upon me, and I can just say it's all witchcraft, but I'm finding out that it's actually religiosity because God is not Muslim, and God is not Jewish, and God is not Christian, he's not Catholic. So it seems that anything that is coming against God's will, people continuing to practice their religions, I could be mad, but I think that this is the first time people are hearing it. I think this is the year that all people are going to break religions. They're going to start to see there's something not right within my religion, and one of them being Ramadan. You don't need to starve yourself all day long to have a relationship with God. God is not Muslim. So if people maintain their religious efforts, it actually becomes satanic. It actually becomes witchcraft, and it's very damaging. a lot of people within the Christian faith under Jesus, we don't celebrate any holidays anymore. We don't go to church barely. Some people do, and that's fine, whatever. People go to church. Good people go to church all the time. That's fine, whatever. But people, through the Holy Spirit, that is love, that is the very loving, nurturing aspect of God, is delivering this wisdom and this knowledge that practicing something like Ramadan doesn't actually bring you closer to God. In fact, in this season, I think you're going to see a lot of people fall away from the Muslim faith because they starve all day and they come together with other Muslims, but some Muslims are like satanic. They're like religious fanatics. This is very negative. This is very dark. And so while I could say with my intuition that this is what's happening, the facts are that people's personalities are bad. So in my therapy session, she's like, you can't just go around professing witchcraft, obviously. I knew that. And it was really healing to hear a professional say that. The truth is, within people who are religious fanatics or do actively want negative agendas and they submit themselves to satanic agendas, they generally have very bad personalities. So within Ramadan, you get together in your cults and you just start to feel like people have just generally bad personalities, right? These are facts. Don't like you. These are facts. No, sorry. I'm getting rid of the term I don't like you. I am developing the term I have no reason to like you because you have a bad personality. And these are feelings, but what you're doing is factually equating to my feelings. So, my feelings are my facts. In the world, people with bad personalities, I mean, these are facts. This is data. They become facts. So, God is not Muslim, He's not Jewish, He's not Christian, and He's not Catholic, and He's none of this shit. And all these people are still continuing in their religiosity, and I think this is the year a lot of people are going to break away from their religiosity because they're going to have a deeper relationship with God Himself, and they're going to recognize the personalities of the people around them are bad. They have bad personalities, and you don't like them. So, what would Lauren Pritchard do? What would I do? If I was Muslim, I would absolutely probably be beheaded. Muslims are super racist amongst each other. This is what's so funny in America. They have us focusing on racism between black and white people. So dumb because we're, all people of God are just friends. Muslims are super racist against each other because you have like these really disgusting Muslims that like fuck goats and just want to suicide themselves to kill a bunch of people. But then there's other Muslims who are like good people that they just want to, their traditions are beautiful, don't get me wrong, but there's like this weird power vacuum that within the beautiful Muslim tradition, there's all these infiltrating assholes. And it's happening in America, right? Because America's the roasting pig over a fire, right? If you're Muslim in America, you need to look around you. You're in America. You're in the country that has the biggest terrorist infiltration. You can't be Muslim in America. You can't be Jewish in America. You can't have any religion in America because there's too much infiltration within all your religions, and these disgusting space trash people follow on your heels, right? You moved here and then these space trash of whatever they consider it national security, by the way. Like everything involved with witchcraft in their eyes, in their mind, they consider this like national security, international security for their demonic religious faith. And some of the Muslims are actually Jewish. Some of the Jewish people are actually Muslims. They're all satanic. This is all chimera, satanic nonsense, religious freaks, religion divides the world. It creates a lot of war. Religion creates war. This is a giant war machine. So Ramadan is basically one giant ritual for the war machine. Don't hate the messenger. Think about it. Might be the first time you're hearing it, but being delivered to me pretty heavily, and it's very apparent in my life. Don't like a lot. Don't like you because don't like your personality. Don't like you because you do and say weird shit. Don't like you because you do and say bad things. That's why I don't like you. That's why I think you're a witch. And, like, they say intuition, but I do have connections, and I do know that some of these people are on a government watch list. Meanwhile, the way I got that information was from an outside source, and the way they got that information was actually considered illegal, and that's why I can't profess that information as facts. So, like, the witches I think are witches, I can't pronounce it as facts because the way I got that information came from a third party that gets it illegally. Okay? But the thing about people who do religious freak behavior and they are involved in witchcraft, in which they consider national security, the Mossad, they generally do crime. So their crimes can be prosecuted if the crime is found under legal terms. This is the problem. A lot of their crimes are actually discovered upon quote-unquote illegal terms. Like, they do things that are illegal to surveil people. That's why they can't prosecute. The FBI has a huge problem with this. They can't prosecute people because what they actually did was they infringed upon people's privacy, and that's how they found the information. So they try to get them from doing their crimes. They try to get them in other ways, in something that can be like tangible. But the thing is, a lot of these people were doing crime, and now they're just here in the United States doing witchcraft, and witchcraft is not illegal, and they've stopped all of their physical crime. They are just here now, just infringing upon the lives of people who they believe have a spiritual ability to dissemble their spiritual denomination, which is very satanic. So it's all very spiritual. This is why, like facts and getting them arrested, it's probably not going to be the case. It's going to have to be an act of God. An act of God is what it's going to take these things down. It's going to be something supernatural. It's going to be an act of God and love and truth and the Holy Spirit. And Ramadan is nonsense. You guys are religious freaks. Anything that anyone does in this religious season, the religious season is the absolute worst. I've been dealing with religious people in the religious seasons with all of their crime for fucking, Jesus, 6 years now, and I'm tired as shit, dude. Tired of your religious people. But it's going to take an act of God because they stopped doing physical crime. And the way the physical crime was found out was through illegal terms. That's why they're not prosecuted. So now they're not doing crime, but they're just doing witchcraft, right? They're not doing the crime. They're not doing the trafficking. They're just doing witchcraft. It's going to take an act of God. So just the messenger. That's how it goes. I love you guys for fucking dealing with my ass and listening to this and considering this. Because it's true. It's what's happening. I love y'all. Have a great night. Talk to you again really soon. Thanks, Raleigh, for tuning in.